Hey everyone. So a few days ago, I made a video and posted it online about resilience through emotions, and especially in these kind of tight living quarantine times. And I got home and I was talking to my wife about it, and she looks at me and she goes, "Hey, healthcare workers could probably use something like that." And she would know, she's a nurse. And she started talking about it and was like, "You really should do a video for healthcare workers. And do you have anything in mind?" And light bulb went off in my head. I have been reading a book. It's probably one of my new favorite books. I've been reading it for a while. It's Kelly McGonigal, The Upside of Stress. And in this book, she talks about healthcare workers in particular and stress and resilience and what are some quick and easy things that healthcare workers can do to remain resilient. So I wanted to share that with you all in a short video because I know not a lot of people are going to pick up and read through a whole book. I'm a total nerd, so I love it and I did, and I want to share it with you. So I'll start with a question, as I often do, which is, how many of you out there, healthcare workers or not, but how many of you have come to believe, either from a mentor or maybe just from working in the industry, that one way to reduce stress and reduce burnout is to detach yourself from the pain and suffering that you see, to kind of shut yourself down, shut down your emotional response to it, that is a good way to protect yourself from all of it? I mean, a lot of us who don't work in that industry would probably also raise our hands. That's been a thing that's going around society in general. But here's the thing. There's some really cool new stress research out there in Kelly McGonigal's book where she talks about we don't actually want to shut down stress. We don't want to reduce stress. We want to embrace it. We want to change the way that we think about it. And for healthcare workers in particular, there are some really cool and unique ways that you all can embrace your stress. When you change the way you think about stress, you can reduce burnout, reduce feelings of being emotionally drained, reduce feeling isolated, reduce depression and anxiety, and increase your satisfaction with work. Want to know what it is? Here it is. What you want to do is, instead of shutting down, instead of seeing patients as cases and trying to kind of keep your distance from them in terms of the emotions that's going on, instead of turning away from that pain and suffering, we actually want you to engage in it. Be more present than ever, and add some time in, deliberately reflect on the profound privilege, I think is the word that Kelly McGonigal uses, that it is to be the people who are there, helping to heal, relieving the suffering, and maybe just bearing witness to what's going on. You joined the healthcare industry for a reason, and I'm guessing somewhere back in the day, sense of meaning and purpose was part of that reason. So why does increasing reflection on your work make a difference in terms of your stress and your burnout and your depression and anxiety? Because the research is clear. A meaningful life is a stressful life. They are inextricably intertwined. Nations with the highest stress index also have the highest levels of well-being. Measures of stress predict meaning, sense of purpose. Stress is an inevitable part. It's an inevitable consequence of living a meaningful life, of pursuing meaningful goals, things that really matter to you. So when we embrace that, when we deliberately connect meaning to the stress that we're feeling, when we think about our values or why we're doing a certain thing, we can change the impact that stress has on us, both emotionally but also physically. Our health outcomes change for the better if we embrace the stress and connect meaning to it. So here's the brief intervention. Just take some time with your coworkers on shift. Doesn't have to be long. Take a little bit of time or come home with your family and talk about what your work means to you, the meaning, the purpose behind the work that you do. Share maybe a HIPAA compliant story about a patient. Maybe it was a profound moment of caring. Maybe it was a moment where you had a shift in perception about a patient. And as you share that story, and as someone shares a story like that with you, ask yourself or ask that person questions like, what made that memorable? What did you do that helped in that situation? What strengths did you bring? And maybe, what did you learn about yourself? It's not a perfect intervention. There's so much more that can be done, but it's something, and it can absolutely help. So either personally reflecting, writing, sharing a story with someone, reflect on the work that you do, the meaning that it has, and connect that to the stress that you're experiencing. It will change your health outcomes, reduce burnout, has all kinds of great effects. So that's just a quick intervention from me. A little bit of sharing the research about stress and burnout for healthcare professionals. On a personal note, thank you for the work that you're doing. I know that it is hard to leave your family every day. It's hard for me to watch my wife leave for work and know what she's going into. So thank you for the work that you do. You're loved by the people in your life, and all the people in the community are grateful for everything you're doing. If you need anything else, reach out to me. I'm here. I would love to help out. Take care.